Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 213 of a year of change. Today we're adding another person, as per usual, it being Tuesday. And this is someone that is got, they haven't exactly just started out. I know we've sort of been doing that, but she sort of has, but she sort of hasn't. Her name is Avi, I was going to say her tag. That was kind of stupid. Avi Songbird. And her videos, there's quite an eclectic mix there. Kind of buggered up already. Oh, and I can't say anything right now. There we go. Okay, we're going to start over. Her name is Avi Songbird. There we go. We'll start off with that. She has a mixture of different videos on her channel right now. She's got gameplay videos, and she's got poetry, and she's got songs, and she's got, a regular vlog that she goes through. She's got a whole slew of different things going on. But she recently started a weight loss vlog. And depending on when you're watching this, but she started this about a month and a half ago. And, every week, every couple of weeks, she puts up another video. And she started in September, and I'm going to actually put up her most recent one, depending on when you're watching this. Because throughout when things sort of got started, she started out sort of the same way that we all do. Just getting to a point where you go, I really need to do something about this. I'm tired of feeling the way I'm feeling, and I want to feel better, and I want to look better. And I know that we focus a lot on just the healthy eating aspect of it and saying, well, the weight loss is sort of secondary to that. And overall, what we're trying to do, it really is. Weight loss is really the end goal overall, but not in the same way that you would get from a diet. This isn't the same sort of thing where you're going to say, okay, I'm going to do, low carb or high fat or, low protein, whatever it is that you're trying to do. Because it's something that we need to change permanently. So that's what we've been working towards. So the weight loss has sort of, although it's our main goal, it's not our main focus. That we're trying to get to a point where we're eating healthy and eating normally and in a balanced way, I should say, so that the weight loss will just sort of be part of that. And it just naturally is starting to come off. So she's starting in the same way. She does sort of cut out some foods and things like that, but mainly just starting to exercise a bit more and, doing walking on one end and watching what you eat on the other. But there is that practicality there as well, saying, I'm not going to exercise until I barf every single day because it's kind of stupid. But there is that same sort of attitude that we've had that, make changes so that it's something that is going to end up being permanent. But one of the things that sort of struck me is that, throughout her videos, there is that open honesty that we've seen with pretty much everybody that we've added in, that just sort of opening themselves up and saying, I'm to a point where I need to change. And there's nothing really sort of hidden. There's nothing that's held back. Other than things like, oh, here's my exact weight and body shots and all the other stuff. That's not expected for anybody. I haven't done them yet, so not expecting that from anyone. But that openness and being able to say, here's where I stand at this point and I need to make a change. And just being able to open up to people and share your stories and things like that, that does come through as well. But the reason why I'm putting the more recent video in there is because it's just sort of something that we've all done. And we've talked about cheat days before where, we say, well, I can have this or I can have that. It's okay if I have a handful of these or a handful of those. For me, obviously, it's gotten to a point where I had to just sort of stop everything and say, I'm having cheat moments throughout the entire day, every single day. So I'm pretty much just off what I was supposed to be doing. But we've all had those days where, for me, it was, Thanksgiving. And for her, it was her stepson's birthday. And basically what it was is that, you get to that point where, we've done this, we've said this before, that you can't just simply say, I'm going to stop eating anything good. I'm going to have rice cakes and shredded wheat and lemon water and nothing else for the next year. It's ridiculous. You can't sustain it. It's not. You aren't going to lose anything. You are. You're going to lose quite a bit of weight, but you're just going to go insane, and then inevitably you're going to sort of spring back and go right back to your old eating habits because nothing has really changed. You've basically just restricted what you're supposed to eat for a set period of time, which is why the diets never work. But having those cheat days where you can say, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to eat just whatever I want, but I'm going to enjoy myself. And she goes into a story about going to medieval times. And I don't know if any of you have ever been there. I was there when I was a kid. And she'll go through the whole thing, so I'm not going to sort of rehash that. But it's basically just a large live-action banquet with lots of sword fighting and jousting and everything else. And horses, you're eating your horses, which is probably not sanitary. But who cares? It's so much fun. Anyway, if you ever get a chance, if you're anywhere near someplace that you can go to medieval times, definitely go. It's really sort of aimed at kids, but it's one of those things that you're going to enjoy yourself anyway, and you're just going to go, this is great, I want to go every single day. Anyway, she sort of goes into the story of, but the odd thing is that she does what we've all done, in that the story itself, you're sitting down with a huge group of people. It's just sort of like an open-ended stadium with like a sand pit in the middle, and you're watching, jousting and sword fighting and everything else. That's not what grabs our attention. The story really focuses on the meal itself, and this is something that we all do. In that, if you do find someplace that's really, really good, and you say, no, here's what we had to eat, and it sort of struck me as funny because we've all done it where we've been relaying a story and it inevitably turns into food one way or the other, where ignore the knights, sword fighting and the jousting and the shields and the banging and crashing of metal and everything else. No, there's a little Cornish hen that you get, which is great. And it's really good. But it's that excitement just saying, I'm still enjoying myself. Not to say, oh, haha, it's funny they fell off the wagon, but just understanding that this isn't something that we should really be hiding from. This isn't something that we should say, oh no, I couldn't eat that. I'm having this whole wheat or whole food, organic, gluten-free bullshit. Whatever it is that you're pretending that you think is good, and is essentially just pretentious. But really, at least she's still very open about the fact that, and we're all like this, that we really enjoy food. And when we have a cheat day, we go all out. And it's an exciting thing for us to say, you know what, I'm just going to eat what I want. And although I did it during Thanksgiving, and I had one of those moments where I went too far during day one. I can't do a second day in a row. It's just interesting. It's good to see that, at least that's still there. And I know this is sounding really weird and sort of counterintuitive to what we're doing, but it's something that we all really need to sort of embrace. The fact that, yes, we do get excited when we see cake. You can't help it. It's cake. Like, you just can't say, oh, no, that's perfectly all right, I won't have any, and oh, I can't have that. Or the people that, once they start dieting, we've all seen this, where they start dieting and they turn their nose up at stuff that that they really want. And they just, no, I don't have that anymore. And they talk with their eyes closed. Next time someone does that to you, by the way, because I've had someone do this to me, that they always spoke with their eyes closed and I didn't understand what it was. It wasn't a matter of being smug. That's just every single time they spoke to you, they just would close their eyes and they would speak to you this way, and then they would slowly open them to make their point. Next time they do that, if you know someone that's like this, and a lot of us do, just when they close their eyes, just walk away. Either walk around behind them if you're in a public place, or if you're in an office setting, just walk away somewhere quietly so they can't hear you. Let them keep talking to themselves with their eyes closed, and when they open them, they will feel like a jackass. Anyway, it's unrelated, but it's something that reminds me. But, we've all seen those people where they've just gone so far the other way, and I don't know if it's a matter of them just saying, well, no, this makes me a better person because I'm doing this, or, I have much more control. But we all still get excited at these things. And when we have those cheat days, we really indulge. And that's part of why we are the way that we are. Because we've had that attitude towards food for so long. And it's continued on and on and on. But we've been doing it every single day. And it's fine to still be able to feel that way and still sort of, as she puts it, misbehave. And, get that enjoyment out of it, because it's not a horrible, horrible thing. The problem that we were having is that we were having those exciting moments, those little cheat days where you can go and you can celebrate and you don't have to worry about it. We were having that at every meal, every day, for years. And that's where the issue comes in. And I know that there are, a lot of the time we've been talking about sort of going overboard and, say, oh, well, I need to get back to where I started from. And I do. I did. I'm sort of back to where I should be. But it wasn't a matter of just saying, well, because I'm having a cheat day here, a cheat day there. It's just because little bad habits started sneaking in. Every now and then you have to reset yourself. But we've said this before as well, that even if you said, I'm going to take one day a month where I don't have to worry, I'm going to have, just on the first day of every single month, even if you set a schedule for it and said the first day of every single month, I'm not going to track anything. I'm going to log in so that I still have my streak on my MyFitnessPal, but I'm just going to have whatever I want. And it's going to undo a bunch of work, but I'm going to do it one day a month. Even if you decided to do that and scheduled that time out, that's still only 12 days out of 365 that you're going back to those bad habits. And I know this is sort of bad advice to be giving you, but again, let's try to be practical. And I'm drilling on myself. Blech. Anyway, that's still just 12 days out of 365 where you're eating the way that we used to eat 365 days out of 365. So that is a huge improvement. And so when you run into things like Christmas or birthdays or Thanksgiving or, pick another holiday, Labor Day, I don't know. When you run into something like that where you go, I'm going to, like Christmas dinner, I've got to go with the family and I know I'm going to go over, don't stress about it. We've been going for 7 months now where we've really tried to stick to this as hard as we could. And it hasn't been too difficult because we've made so many tiny changes over a long period of time. But when you have those moments, and I know that I've said before, don't schedule it. Don't set yourself up to fail during the day. But opinions change. As we've sort of gone through this over the past few months, we've realized that, well, sometimes you kind of have to. Because if you're going to a family gathering, like if you're going to Thanksgiving with your family, you know that you're going to overeat. You're not going to be the one person sitting there with, just the white meat and, no stuffing, no thank you, because there's too many carbs or whatever in it. We have a balanced meal, and we've been watching our calories, and we've been watching sodium and sugar and everything else for so long. And it's good to keep doing that. But on days like that, like your stepson's birthday, if you're going to be going out somewhere, enjoy yourself. It's still just, 12 days out of 365. And if you sort of look at it that way, because again, this is a long-term thing, then spread that out over, spread it out over 10 years. That's still 120 days, which is not great, but out of 3,600, it's still pretty damn good. So, it's just to sort of take it into perspective, not to look at it and say, well, I can do this once a week. Obviously not. But don't deny the fact that, we still have that in us where you can go and you can just act like a kid again and just eat whatever you want. This is horrible advice for a weight loss video, but when you're looking at something like this, we've always tried to be as practical as we can. And it's much better and much less stressful for everyone involved that if you are going to something like this, if you're going to a celebration or a family gathering or it's a holiday or something, to go and just enjoy yourself. Focus on the time you're spending with your family. Focus on, the enjoyment that you're getting out of that. And if the food is going to be part of it, then fine. Rather than sitting back and, still sort of partying, saying, no, I can't do this and I can't eat that and can't eat this. And just join the fuck in. Have some fun. That's the attitude that sort of comes across with people when you're just being so restrictive with everything. Because we've done it before, and many of us have, we've experienced that, where we've gone on a traditional diet, and no, I can't have that, and then you sit and you mope and you feel shitty and everything else, and it just sort of bleeds out onto everyone else. But I'm spitting all over the place. Sort of getting off topic here, but the main thing that I wanted to the main reason why I'm bringing this up is because that excitement that sort of comes through her video was something that really appealed to me, because it wasn't a matter of just saying, okay, well, I'm going to talk about food because I'm going crazy because I'm not allowed to have anything. It's just being able to admit that, you know what, no, we still have that in us. We still, I mean, in a way, it's, you can look at it and say, the reason why it's a good thing, the reason why that's still there, it does show that, that's not what I'm trying to say, the reason why it's still there. The fact that it's still there. The fact that it's still there does show that this is more of an emotional or a psychological thing, more than a physical thing. Because if it was simply a matter of just saying, well, I'm always hungry, then you would still be able to fill up on health foods, and we wouldn't have the problems that we have. But the fact that that excitement is still there, it just sort of reiterates that, you know what, good. There's someone else out there that feels the same way that I do, that is still having those cravings, that's still having a rough go of it from time to time. Not that misery loves company, but just to know that, it's not just us. That, yes, we've been making great progress over the past few months, but we still have those moments when you think, that's all I want to do today. I just want to sit, I just want to eat. And to be able to see someone that is saying, you know what, here's what I did. I went out and I had fun and I did this and this and this. And yes, it was very bad, but it's not the end of the world. It's just nice to have that sort of, what am I looking for? I don't know what I'm trying to say now. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. It's nice to have that sort of, because it's very important to, and your, so good. There we go. We have that. Anyway, a lot of what she's been doing as well, I'm going to sort of turn the focus back towards Songbird. So she's also added in a lot of exercise. She's doing 10 miles a day, walking, and so it's just sort of picked up from there. So she's adding more of that in there. So she has a little more leeway than some of us. I'm not at 10 miles yet. I'm sticking with a 5K for the time being, just to be safe. But I think it's something that is going to be a good addition to, what we've been seeing. And because, again, we get different things from different people, and being able to see that encouragement. She's working with her husband as well, so that, they're competing, I should say, with her husband. So they sort of go back and forth on their treadmills and things like that. And it's interesting because that still comes through. That it's not like a harsh competitiveness, saying, okay, well, everyone, you need to do this and this and this. There is that reality to it that's saying, you know what, this is going to take time for me to get to where I need to be, and slowly working towards it. We're going to have setbacks. We've had our fair share. Everyone has their fair share of setbacks during this stuff. But being able to share that back and forth, I think, is really, really important. And it's another one of those things that really comes through in her videos. Just that openness and being able to say, you know what, I've been bad, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Here's the reason why. But it's just, I don't know, that excitement over just saying, oh, here's how great it was, and this was over here, and this was doing this, and this was delicious, and everything else. It's just sort of like a kid in some sort of store. Can't think of it. Anyway, but I've gone on far too long with this. Anyway, I'm going to put her into my fellow YouTubers playlist again, in alphabetical order, so it's going to be somewhere near the top, because under A. So go and take a look at her videos. She's got, as I say, she's got a bunch of different ones as well. She's got some Let's Play videos. She's got some songs in there. She's got poetry. She's got a little bit of everything in there. So there's quite a mix, but she's got them organized, so it's good. You can go in, you can see the weight loss vlog in a playlist, and then you can go and take a look at the other stuff as well. So I'll put that in there, and I'm going to send her a quick little note just to let her know that we're out here as well, just to say hello and to sort of welcome aboard. And because she's opened herself up as well to say, if to contact her, and if anyone's trying to do the same thing, because just like everyone else, there is that, we want to help other people. It's not just so that we can say, okay, everyone, I need you to start contacting me to say I'm doing a good job and keeping me going and everything else. There is that motivation that's in there, but we all want to help other people do this as well, because we're with you. We know what it's like to just feel bad about ourselves and have that paranoia of other people feeling bad about, or not feeling bad about you, but making fun of you, and whether it's true or not, just having that overall feeling of I'm too fat. We all know what that's like. And to be able to share that and to say, you know what, you're not alone. There are other people out there, and we're trying to do something to sort of better ourselves, and you're more than welcome to join. You've got a support system, you've got a good sense of community, and to be able to share that back and forth, I think is really, really important. And that comes through as well. So I'm going to send her a quick note, let her know that we are out here. And yeah, I think I've covered everything. Again, a very long video. I do apologize, but hopefully it'll be worth it. So you can go up and take a look, and you can learn a little bit about medieval times as well. It's a great place. I haven't been there in a very, very long time. Since I was a kid, actually. But it sticks with you. And I don't think it's just a nostalgia thing. Obviously, when you see her excitement when she was there, so it must still be the same. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.